do and what you can't do, but we're starting at the middle of her back here. And I'm just gonna press up and then come back into the nape of the neck and up to the base of her skull and just kind of straighten her out a little bit, okay? We wanna make sure that she's kind of like straight like this. She's getting centered because we wanna open up all of these channels here. So what I do is I'm gonna take my hand and be kind of sneaky and just move her head over like this and start my massage by grabbing and doing a figure 8 on this whole neck area. And I'm slowly sculpting all the way up. And this is going down and this is going up. If you want, you can take your thumb and go on the back. You can pause. You can do like a little jiggle. You can give a good stretch. I like to give options when I'm training because I don't think anyone should ever feel like they have to do step 1, step 2, step 3. This is your chance to kind of play and look at my body, right? You can go as slow or as fast as you want, but the Hungarian massage says that your hands are your biggest tools, and you'll start to see a very specific part of the hand when we get there that I use. That's gonna be amazing. So you can speed it up, you can slow it down. If you ever feel like you need more slip, you just grab your water and you can just reactivate. If you want to spray, great. If I feel like her skin is really soaking this up, like I said, I'll grab that oil. So you're pumping that chest and you're really opening up these channels first. And then you're coming around and you're coming up this neck. The back of the neck here. Kind of some lighter pressure. You want to be careful of that thoracic and you never ever want to go over that part. But this is a muscle, right? And we have a lot of muscles in our face, between 30, 40, something like that. I don't have them all memorized, but I know that there's a lot. And we also have some lymphatic drainage areas here. So you want to seamlessly work all the way up that masseter muscle is the first muscle. You'll notice again my posture and we're standing. Your bed should be like about this height with your hands. I have a 6'2" wingspan, so I have really long arms. I could almost have this bed a little bit higher. Do you see what I'm saying? My colleague, she's a lot shorter than I am, so we kind of had to compromise. But if I had it my way, this bed would be a little bit higher so that I would be like this, right? You don't want to end up like this. It's really important when you're doing massage that you set yourself up for success so that at the end of the day, you're not like, oh, my back's hurting, right? So that's why I'm widening my stance. And sometimes you'll see us, moving like this. And I have a very firm pressure here, and I'm going all the way to the ear. So you're kind of scissoring across this masseter muscle. And like I said, you can go as slow or as fast as you want. If you feel like you wanted to be ambidextrous and kind of add a little bit of flair, then you could actually maybe bring your other hand into it, and then you're just gonna come right back up. So you're using 2 hands at once and really coming around, and you're trying to keep your hands on her at all times, or him, your plan. This one, we have the orbicularis oculi, I believe, and the orbicularis oris or something here. This is what we want to see. We don't want to see that. Do you see the difference? This, pucker. So you're taking your hands, and I'm pretty much parallel here to the side, and I'm just one by one slowly going over, and I'm dragging. So you can't see, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fingers, and those are acting like pressure points. And you're just sculpting her jowls up and over here. this muscle can take a lot of pressure, especially people that have TMJ. They are definitely gonna be like, oh, get in there. You know what I mean? But you might want to check in with your client too and say, hey, Paula, how's the pressure? Okay, she says amazing, so that's great. If people are wincing when you're touching them, that might be a sign that it's a little bit too much. Because let me tell you something, some people have heavier hands than others. I was born with a heavy hand for whatever reason. And so I have to be careful sometimes. If someone's really sensitive, they don't want that. So from here, I'm going to, and you don't want too much oil, right? Like we want to be able to grab for this particular massage. Remember, the only contraindication for sculptural facial massage is acne. Open acne, like, you know, pustules, and we don't want to be doing any kind of like massage on those clients because we can spread it. So from here, I might actually come and start doing a little bit of jowl lifting. And this feels really good, and I like to start it near the mouth. And I'm going to slow it down for you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some people like to do this. There's some estheticians with long nails now, right? Like nail art, it's a whole industry, nails. So if you do have those nails, you cannot do that. I have like a tiny bit of nail, but I still wouldn't be able to do it. If you have 0 nails, you can do this way, okay? I don't. My nails are really fast too, and I have to keep them trimmed. So this is the sides that I'm using. And then I go over here, and you're just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We call it galloping horses. And then you're just gonna get to that masseter muscle. So by the time you get here, you're doing like a pretty good, you know, gallop on that masseter, on that chewing muscle. And it feels really good. And if you have that good posture, it's really no sweat off your back. You're not really hunched over. It doesn't take a lot of your muscles. It's more about just like this really like simple flicking technique. So from here, I'm actually gonna come, we're still not done yet. We're not even done working on that muscle. I'm gonna take my hand and leave it there, and it's just there for support. Nothing is really happening, but it's gonna be a way different feeling if I go in here without that. It doesn't feel good to the client. You wanna hold their head, and you wanna make sure that they feel good. And you're gonna go all the way up once again, and when this part hits that masseter, that's when you start using it. So I want you guys all to just go like this for me, all of you. These are like we're little puppy dog paws. These are your tools. AI cannot replace this, okay? This piece right here, feel it. Do you feel that? It's nice, right? So that's the tool, okay? What's that? What, that AI can never replace us? AI will never replace facialists. So, but this, if you're like this and you're tense, feel it now, hard, really hard. So we want to kind of stay relaxed, you know what I mean? And you can totally practice this on your friends, your mom, your boyfriend, yourself, your friend, you know, your clients. Like just start practicing because you're gonna learn as you go and see what works for you. So back to here, I'm here and I'm going up, and the minute that hits, I can really get in there and I can go all the way to the ear, and I can even do a little bit of lymphatic drainage if I want, and then I can come right back. Here we go. Once I hit, all the way up to the ear, back down. You don't have to do this back drainage, but if you want to, you can. And now I'm going to do a little flare, right? I want to be ambidextrous again. So I'm actually going to use both. I'm going to use my right hand and my left. And at the same time, I'm just, you know that whole thing where it's like you try to go like this or rub your belly and pat your head. You kind of have to like, practice. But it's really, really amazing when you can get it. And you just keep practicing, and before you know it, you'll get it. I like to do a nasal drainage here as well, right, at the same time. So the thumb is going up the forehead, up that frontalis muscle, and then we're also getting that sinus muscle, and we're doing some drainage. But before we move up the face, remember, we're just working very specifically on one side of the face, and then we're gonna work our way up. We're gonna come over here. These fingers are just kind of relaxing. You guys can go hard. I love you. And you're just gonna be thumb over thumb, pushing and rolling it out. So it's almost like a flicking that happens when you do it really fast, and a roll. But these fingers are just there to kind of hold you. And you can get a little bit more vigorous if you want and roll. And then I'll come back up to that sinus. And this is such an amazing thing to be able to stand and do this. And I really highly encourage you, if you're still sitting or you haven't tried to stand and do facial massage, it changed my whole practice. I was still sitting doing abstractions and cleansing and stuff like that, but then I stood for the massage, and it was a game changer for me. It was really amazing. So you can really feel everything here. You're draining. And then we're gonna come back here, right? And we're gonna do our Hungarian facial roll. 1, 2, 3, and out. 1, 2, 3, roll. This also is one of those moves that can take time. You don't want to go down. You want to go up and out, up and over. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can kind of count, right? 1, 2, 3, and practice on yourself, because part of that is just being able to isolate the fingers. Some people they struggle, right? So you can practice on yourself, create a heart. 1, 2, 3, roll. 1, 2, 3, roll, right? And then we're gonna come over here to the raven's toes. I've renamed it. There's no more crow's feet. It's raven's toes. So here you are. And remember, we have this cellular adhesion. Okay, we have this collagen collapse. And so we want to get in there and we want to break it up and invigorate those tissues. And get in there. This would be a really good time, when you're putting everything on. When I did the serums and everything, I could have also put her eye cream on, right? So that by the time you're here, that eye cream is going in. So this is a light pressure. I'm coming around here and I'm going to push hard. And then once again, you see we're just pulling this apart really firmly on that temporalis muscle.